I had this culture shock when I opened up my own academy because I was used to training 6-7 days a week, multiple times a day. That's what me and my teammates did. And I thought that was normal. And it wasn't until I kind of spent time with everyday students I realized that's not normal. The average student trains 2 to 3 times a week. So when people say, can I really get better training 2 to 3 times a week? How should I train 2 to 3 times a week? What you're really asking is, how do I get better at jiu-jitsu? Because most people, that's all the time they have. We have responsibilities at home, at work, other passions, and we only have so much time in our lives to devote on the mat. But with that time on the mat, there's so much to do. And training 2 to 3 times a week, that's basically 3 times a week is every other day. You can make a ton of progress. And that might be the most efficient way to train for most people, to avoid injury and to allow yourself to always recover from a hard training session. And if you can do that sustainably over 10 years, you're a black belt. Now, general tips, right? If you're a new student, you need to have your own curriculum, your own focus. You need to know why you're spending this time on the mat. So I think it's really helpful just to pick a few things you want to work on and look for that in training. And then when you are training, listen to the people around you. Everyone has something to teach you. I would always build the habit. Whenever I got done training with someone, especially someone senior to me, I would ask, what could I have done better? What did I do wrong? Or anytime I got caught with a sweep, a guard pass, a reversal, a submission, I would not let that person leave until they taught me what they did, until I understood it, so that way it wouldn't happen again. So I think a big part of training, when you are training 2 to 3 times a week, to maximize your time is to hold yourself to a really high standard. Tony Robbins talks about, what are your musts versus your shoulds? We all meet our musts, the things we feel we have to do, but we very rarely meet our shoulds. So I would always try to hold myself to a really high standard of, I'll make any mistake, but I'm going to make it once and only once. And that way I can stand on that foundation and be better. And then I would learn from my students and learn from my fellow teammates and my instructors. And everyone had something to teach me that I didn't know. Because in the beginning, you're surrounded by a sea of ignorance and you're on your little island of knowledge. And you only have so much to work with. But every day, you add a little bit of land to that island. And you have more room to walk around and explore and more things you can do. So that was a big part in the beginning. And 2 to 3 times a week is almost a blessing because you're going to minimize injuries, which means you're going to stay on the mat long term. And you're going to use this as a vehicle to modulate your inner experience and have a better life as a result. Be a better service to the people around you. I think you just need to come in, have your own curriculum, be purposeful, ask questions, and make the most of your time. You know, when you're training, you're training. I would always bow onto the mat as a signal of I'm crossing the threshold for my ordinary life into my jiu-jitsu world, and nothing else exists but me pursuing this skill right now. And when I bow off, the world comes flooding back in with your relationships, your work, so on and so forth. But use this time as your time. Make the most of it and cherish it. Be a steward of it. And if you do that, 2 to 3 times a week is plenty. You will get really good as long as you're purposeful about it. And then when you get really good, you'll find that you'll probably want to start training more, and you'll find ways to build it into your schedule because it's so fun. And the better you get at jiu-jitsu, the more fun you have in the training. It's like a video game where I start out with a pistol, and then I beat this level, and now I have a shotgun, and then I have a rocket launcher. It's that idea that you get more tools, you have more fun things to play with. And that's what jiu-jitsu is. Every class, you acquire a new tool. And even if you're training 2 to 3 times a week, that means 2 to 3 times a week you're actively informing your education and making it better. And that's a blessing. That's great. Most people train 2 to 3 times a week, so I would never feel bad about that. Celebrate the fact that 2 to 3 times a week, you're going out of your way to meet resistance head on and suffer and grow when so many people are choosing not to do that. So 2 to 3 times a week is perfect. Keep going.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to our page, like or comment, let us know how we're doing. My goal is to share jiu-jitsu with as many people as possible. And the more we articulate how valuable this practice is, the more we're going to get out of it and the more we're going to be able to serve the people around us through the experiences and the growth we have on the mat. So thanks again for watching. Hope you're well. Keep aiming up.